he's Iron Man. The end. You know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What about you, Scott? If you could be in the Marvel universe?
All right, I had two answers, and both of them are women. It would be Black Widow, just because I think that's such a fun part, and the fight sequences are so good and so fun when she wraps legs around. Well, I have the outfit. But if I could have any powers, it would be Scarlet Witch for sure, just because she got everything. She got mind control. She's flying. She's and I'm recently obsessed with WandaVision, so I got Scarlet Witch on the brain.
A lot of people had Scarlet Witch on the brain. All the spoilers. Yeah. So our next question is, hi, my question is, what is the biggest and most influential piece of advice that you have been given that has really impacted your life for the better? Love, from the UK.
Mine wasn't necessarily advice. Someone just kind of once said, shush, and it was in response to me having a bit of an over analytical question, and it wasn't an answer, but it wasn't avoiding the question. It was an answer. It was an answer that is universal, that really is about kind of stilling your brain noise, recognizing that the majority of the stuff you grapple with is just noise, and it reinvents, and it's cyclical, and it's not, it's not turning your back on something. It's not kind of quitting or giving up. It's kind of letting it kind of wash over you. And then the shush of it all is just kind of being able to cultivate the ability to be still and be present. And if you can do that, then circumstance becomes a little more inconsequential.
I love that. And it also seems like a really good tip for folks. A lot of folks asked about anxiety, which folks, everybody on this video has been very open about, handling anxiety with a lot of stuff on your plate, especially like in this world. So that's a great piece of advice.
It always makes you feel better. Always, no matter what. Just, hey, Chris.
I actually currently feel better. Thank you.
There you go.
What about you, Scott?
I don't know if mine is something that was said to me or just something I kind of learned or, based on life experience, but just to do your best to always show who you are and to like be yourself. And I think that has a lot to do with me, living a lot of my life in the closet and, being afraid to actually live my authentic self, live my life authentically. And I think once that happened, it was sort of just like, there's all these people saying like, well, maybe you shouldn't do it for this reason, or be careful of doing this and be careful when you're out in public with this. And it's just sort of like the second you can like get rid of all that crap and just kind of, own who you are and forget what other people think. It just, it's extremely freeing. So I think that's been good for me.
All right. So I promised that I wasn't going to ask any questions about embarrassing childhood memories. I did not promise the fans weren't going to ask questions about childhood memories. Chicken nugget, who I had to just pick because it's chicken nugget, like chicken nuggies.
Those are the favorite childhood memory.
Nuggies. For both Scott and Chris, what's your favorite childhood memory that you remember?
I mean, we shared a lot of memories.
We have so many. I mean, you go.
Well, no, one of my favorite childhood memory stories is actually one that you always tell about the trampoline, and I love when you tell it, and you should tell it.
Yeah. Scott was like, "You got this, Chris."
Well, because it's just like it's such a good brother moment, and it just I remember having a lot of these and just being able to Chris and I would just be sitting there, we'd be on a plane ride somewhere and he would sit there and say, don't move. And he would draw me and I would just sit there still and be like, this is amazing. I just it's just the weirdest stuff like that. We did sleepovers with each other instead of friends and just had those connections.
I was going to say, we there was a period of time, and like we said earlier, the four of us as siblings were all very tight, but Scott and I certainly were a subset of closeness. We shared a room for a while, and I was going to say, we had a condo up in New Hampshire where we would go in the winter to ski, and in the summer there was some crappy water park. But as kids, we would all go up. There was a little mini this little loft that all the kids would stay in. That was 1,000 degrees, and those little drives up to New Hampshire, and I don't know. For me, it's not individual moments. It's more about just the little those pockets of kind of what's the word? It's not just intimacy. It's like safety. You know what I mean? There was a real sense of safety I felt. I was a nervous kid. You know, I cried at the first day of school and camp and all that shit. So for me, I just liked being with my family, with my siblings in a safe environment. And so going on vacations, going places that would normally alone cause me a lot of anxiety, but being thrilled to do it because I had my crew, you know, I had my little, my posse with me. Those were just great memories, even though, you know, it's just, you're just driving to New Hampshire for kind of nothing, but it was, you know, some of my best memories.
All right, so we have 2 more questions, and then we're going to close it out because I can't keep you forever, although I could listen to y'all talk about each other forever. The interwebs will kill me if I do not ask this question. What do you think of the nickname Chris Jamal Evans? And when is the last time someone talked to you about Captain Acrylica? That was the other question that did not make it to the list, but I gotta ask.
Captain Acrylica, I haven't heard that one.
I got my nails done just for this.
I think the nickname's hilarious, and yeah, I mean, that period of time when it was just acrylics on every single photo, it never didn't make me laugh. I just had no idea how.
We have our family group thread. We were sending those pictures to each other all day.
I mean,
yes,
they crack me up. They really they get me every time. No, I'm a big fan.
Oh, I had to ask because people are actually quite a fan of Chris Jamal Evans.
Yeah, I mean, they get that position not just in interviews or on a red carpet or something. They get it in movie screen. Like I'm doing this through my character. It's like apparently I can't stop making these hand gestures. I don't know.
It's your safe space. It's where you feel complete. All right, so last one, softball question. Chris and Scott, hello from the Ukraine. What kind of music inspires you? Is there such a song that could instantly bring you out of depression or a bad mood? For example, and we couldn't fit all of it, so I'm so sorry I did not get your favorite song. But like, is there a song for you that's like?
I mean, there's certainly like a genre. I'm a big 80s. Like I love Steve Winwood, Bruce Hornsby. Scott and I have a real love of Every Little Kiss and Mandolin Rain, and you know, these are songs from our youth. Our father was a big fan of this type of music.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, Phil Collins.
How could you not love Phil Collins, though?
You know, it's just got a real, you know, positive anthem-y, you know, kind of vibe to it. When the sun is shining, it's just, you know, put on Take Me Home, and I'm having a good day.
And your rollerblades. And
right, exactly.
I'm sorry, time out. Chris, did you rollerblade?
I'm amazing at rollerblading.
Bill.
Yeah, I love rollerblading. I don't know when rollerblading became uncool because that shit's awesome.
I mean, that's how I learned. I learned on rollerblades.
On your feet. How can you not like that?
You're going so fast.
Come on, you square. Enjoy it. No, yeah, Scott and I both love rollerblading.
Well, we got an extra answer out of that one.
Yeah.
All right. So closing answers, I gotta ask. We kind of got to my favorite playlist question, but are there any books that either of y'all are reading? I know y'all are, you know, Chris, you're a big reader. Scott, I don't know yet. Maybe you are. I'm sure that you read a lot of things. You're an actor, you got to. But you know, are there any books or anything else that's on your content list right now that you want to share with folks?
Actually, what's the one? Gun, Germs, and Steel. I've had about 1 million people tell me about this book, and I finally got it. So I just started it last night, and so far I'm loving it. I also got the next book to Sapiens. His next book is a Homo Deus. Is that what it's called? It's sitting on my coffee table right now. And then I'm also reading a book about Gene Kelly's life, which has been really, really enlightening and kind of interesting.
I can imagine that people don't know half of Gene Kelly's life.
Yeah. Well, he was, you know, he was a tough man, but you know, he had a very interesting upbringing. You know what I mean? He comes from, you know, meager beginnings and wasn't a dancer initially. He was a little athlete. You know what I mean? Dancing didn't kind of happen. That wasn't his main focus as a kid.
Oh, what about you, Scott?
Instead of answering with books, I'm going to answer with something that I'm into recently. I just on a little road trip with my boyfriend, we listened to a podcast called The Gateway about this woman, Teal Swan, and it's pretty wild. It's she's sort of like a self-help guru, but it's true insanity. And I, like I said, I'm very much into murder and stuff. I'm also very much into cults. So I recommend that. And Holy Hell, the docuseries about a really cool cult that I could have seen myself joining if I had lived back then. Thank God I didn't.
Cult culture is hand in hand to murder shows, so this does not at all surprise me. All right, so what can you tell folks about your upcoming projects? Obviously, everybody knows where to find you both, but is there anything you can tell us kind of to close out on things folks should be looking forward to going into 2021?
I think coming up, you should be looking forward to, Chris and I are going to be seeing each other in about a week. So look forward to some more scare videos.
Yeah, we'll get something out there for you guys. We'll do something. We'll think of something clever.
I have no doubt in my mind that this will be epic. Thank you both, Scott, Chris. Y'all are fantastic. Folks, just look forward, stay tuned. Lots of really cool stuff coming from Ace Comic-Con, and also like lots of cool stuff coming from these incredible humans that I just got a chance to talk to. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.